Hi, everybody. I'm Wendy Eklund here with Legislation Take Action, and we're just meeting some of our candidates that are running for this June. And today I'm here with Tim Shaw. Tim, can you introduce yourself and let us know what position you're running for?
Happily. Thanks for having me, Tim Shaw. I am running for the Orange County Board of Education in the 4th District, which is North Orange County mostly. So it's a
My
5-member.
district.
You're okay. The best one.
That's right. That's right.
So there's 5 of us on the board. So Orange County is broken into 5 districts. So where we're at here in North County, it's the cities are Placentia, Fullerton, La Habra, Buena Park, and then Anaheim west of the 57 freeway.
Okay, good to know. So if you live in those areas, pay attention to Tim right now.
Yes. So we've been, one of our fights has been redrawing the districts. Right. We've had, every 10 years a census, you have to rebalance the districts that way. So who kind of had the final say on that has been one of the sources of contention our board's been dealing with, but
right.
Anyway.
Well, hopefully we'll all turn out okay. So can you explain to us a little bit about what the responsibilities are for the Orange County Board of Education? What kinds of things do you guys meet about?
Sure. We're largely an appeals board. So if you, for example, maybe your student got expelled from school and you didn't like it, you think it was unfair, unjust, you can appeal and ask our board. We can overrule the local district there. Okay. One thing that comes up a lot is the issue of inter-district transfers. Mm-hmm. So if you live in one district, but have decided you want to send your kid over here to another district you don't live in, you can ask the local districts for permission to move. A lot of times they say no. Yes. So you can appeal and ask the county board, and we can overrule them and grant the transfer. So we are a board that generally does like the idea that parents are empowered and get to choose the school of choice for their youngsters. So we, not every time, but generally like to grant inter-district transfers. So that's so sometimes the bureaucrats at the local district are upset with us because we're always ruling in favor of the families.
Yes, well, we appreciate that. I actually have experience with this when Athen, who's graduating this year, my oldest, was in kindergarten. We tried a bunch of different programs, finding that nothing worked for him. And so he had been at Parkview in the Placentia or Belinda School District. It didn't work. And so I wanted to try, I think it was Orangethorpe School had a multi-age program. And I went into Placentia and asked them for a transfer. And they were like, nope, we have a program that's like that. I'm like, no, you don't. Got in a big argument with them. And so I think it's important to pay attention that we have the right to go to the board and ask them to appeal this situation, because a lot of times I find that our homeschool students are maybe wanting to try school. Maybe they've been homeschooled for 5 years and now they want to try school. And so then you're going to look for a program within your area that best fits their needs. And that might not be the school right in your neighborhood. So it's good. It's good to know that you have that option, I think. And we appreciate that you guys are pro parent choice.
Consistent with that theme, another one of the real big things is the granting of a charter school. So yes. If a charter school wants to open, they have to get chartered from somebody, right? So you might ask the local district to charter you. And I think in Orange County, I think the number 16 charter schools are chartered with their local districts. Right. But a lot of times the local district might say no. Right. And so you can ask the county board of education to charter your school. So I think we have 20 charter schools in Orange County. And,
so we can say that the no's outnumber the yeses because you have more at the county than we have in district.
Yes. So, and every so often, 5 years or 3 years or 7 years, depending on how the charter got approved, it has to come up for renewal. So we're hearing the renewal, requests from charter schools, and we get to review how they're doing and stuff. And I love taking tours of the schools and going and visiting and, seeing how they're doing. But it's not going to be an option for everybody probably, but for a lot of people, a charter school with their curriculum that might be specifically, designed towards in a certain area. For a young person who's decided, hey, I really want to study math and science. Okay, so let's find them a math and science charter school.
Right.
Or we have a school here in Santa Ana, OSHA, Orange County
Yes.
School of the Arts, very well known. The TV show Glee was based on them, I think.
Yes.
So,
Well, and the main star was a graduate of OSHA.
yes,
I can't remember his name, but he had gone there.
Yes.
So that's so
Yeah,
funny.
I know. Yeah, I can't remember his name either.
I feel bad.
It's it's an option for a young
Right.
person who really like that. So that's where it gets.
Well, you guys
complicated.
actually saved that school.
Yes,
So
that's correct.
take a little credit where credit is due. They saved OSHA from yeah, they saved it. So thank you.
They'd been chartered with Santa Ana Unified, and when their charter came up for renewal, it was not going well.
Right.
So they just said goodbye, Santa Ana Unified. We will charter with the county, and so they've come over to the county.
And I can't tell you how many homeschoolers from our community go into OSHA either in middle school or high school. So it's a very big draw for our community. I also think it's really important for our community to note that we have a moratorium on non-classroom based charter schools. The county has a number of non-classroom based charter schools that they have currently approved. And so we want to keep a board at the Orange County Board of Education that is supportive of charters, because we don't want to lose any of the few non-classroom based charter schools that we currently have, because we won't be able to open new ones anytime soon. So you guys have like 4 or 5, don't you, of non-classroom based? I'd have to look it all up, but I'm sure you have a number of them.
I'm thinking about one that I recently went and visited. I don't know the number.
Right.
But to your point, it is a complete disgrace that with COVID and everyone,
Right.
going to online, now is the time you want to put a moratorium on online schools.
Right.
It's such a disgrace. Our friends in Sacramento have just lost their mind. But
yes.
the problem what they don't lack, of course, is that choice for parents.
Right.
And they know that, for some, they've gotten used to maybe having their kids online. And for my wife and I, we couldn't wait to get our kids back into the school. But for some it was working, and so they don't want to. Sacramento wants to take away the choice, right?
Oh, for sure. I've been up there numerous times, and they do not care to hear from us. They don't want us to be there. Yeah. So it's terrible. I always love it when I go to one of your guys' meetings, as opposed to when I'm at the Capitol, when they're shutting off my microphone or not letting me into the building. And then you guys are always so welcoming and let us in and let us speak. And it's so refreshing. So thank you for that. So let's see. Can you tell me again what cities? Because I think that's super important that people know where to look for your name.
Sure. Placentia, Fullerton, La Habra, Buena Park. I got all those cities entirely. Now, Anaheim is shaped kind of funny. There's Anaheim Hills.
Right.
I do not have Anaheim Hills.
Okay.
I have Anaheim west of the 57. So all the, Disneyland, all kind of the flatlands of Anaheim.
Right. But Anaheim's such a huge city. It would need to be broken up. Yeah. Although we were looking at Mary's district the other day when I was interviewing Mary, and her district is crazy huge. So yes. So let's see. What else should they know about you? Anything else? What am I forgetting?
Well, my wife always tells me what I need to do is just tell everybody that we have 6 kids. So that's probably my strongest selling point. We have all boys. So
oh my gosh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, 6 boys.
No wonder you wanted them all to go back to school.
Yeah,
school open.
So
what are their age ranges?
14 down to 4.
Oh, how amazing. Okay.
I've taught part-time at a community college, going on 18 years now.
Which community college do you teach at?
Rio Hondo College.
Rio Hondo. Okay. Yep. Nice.
So I had studiously avoided ever teaching a class online. I really like the in-person.
Right.
But of course, with COVID, everyone became an online teacher. So I'm now I know the pain of
now you know the pain.
Getting now even in college, right? Getting participation it's just a lot harder and
Yeah,
for me.
online. Although I will have to say, my boys have sworn up and down that they never wanted to go to college. So Athen, my oldest, he's 18 now and graduating. And then my middle just turned 14. And so he was in middle school going into high school. And they were always like, we don't want to go to college. We don't want to go to college. But during COVID, they moved online and OCC has a film school. So I kind of tricked my boys into doing online college classes. Then they realized, oh, this isn't as hard as we thought it was. So they've have like a year and a half under their belt already. So it was a nice time for tricking your children into doing college classes.
You know, I was the same exact way. I had no interest in going to the day. If you talked to me the day I was graduating from high school, I ain't never stepping foot on another school campus again.
Cool.
I hated it.
And now you're on a school board.
I'm a college professor. Right. What happened to me? Well, I'll tell you, I learned that you could major in things that were actually interesting and
That were
fun.
interesting.
For me, it was aviation. I got my undergraduate degree in flying airplanes, right?
Oh, how cool. Okay.
So that was cool for me. Boy, I had a whole new attitude adjustment around formal education.
School was suddenly very interesting.
Yes.
Right.
So.
Right. Okay, well, I just want to remind everyone to make sure they go out and vote, because we need to vote for the people that respect us and want us to have a voice in our children's lives. So vote for Tim if you live within his district. And Tim, I really appreciate you taking the time to get on and let our community get to know you a little bit, because I know how busy this time of year is for you.
If I could throw out my website, it's shawforschools.com.
Nice.
So SHAW is my last name, FOR, shawforschools.com. And I just love serving with Mary Barkey and Lisa Sparks, my two wonderful colleagues who are also up for election this year. So Lisa Sparks is basically South Orange County. I'm up in North Orange County. Mary Barkey's kind of West County. Right. She lives in Rossmore, and so kind of that Huntington Beach, Seal Beach area. So if you know friends and people there, please try to spread the word for Mary Barkey and Lisa Sparks as well. We have a Facebook page, Parents. Oh shoot, I should have looked it up. It's Parents Defending Our OC Board of Education, I think is what it's called.
Okay. So I'll get those links from you, and I'll put them in the links on the videos.
Great.
So people can have them. And I have already interviewed Mary, and I'm doing interviewing Lisa later on. So we'll have interviews from them that you guys can watch if you're within their districts. And I'm sure that Tim's office can be reached if you have any additional questions. Is there an email or a phone number that they can call? Or if they want to volunteer to walk the neighborhoods or anything else that your campaign might need?
I actually have my cell phone up on my website there.
Oh, nice.
You can email me, text me through that, anything like that.
All right. Well, thank you so much. And let us know if you need anything, Tim.
All right. Vote early, vote often, right?
That's right, exactly. Yeah, when do our ballots come? They should be here pretty soon, right?
Oh, yeah. Everyone's gotten them by mail by now. So.
Oh, I don't have mine yet. I better look in the mail.
Uh-oh.
Because if I don't have it, I can call and they'll get me another one. All right. So yeah, if you don't have your ballot, call the register, right? Is that who sent it out? I will put that in the links too.
OCvote.com is the Orange County Registrar of Voters website.
Yeah, and they were super helpful. I had to call them a number of times during our last election, and they were very helpful. So we're good. We're taken care of here in Orange County. So thank you, Tim. And I would love to see this board stay as is, because I know how supportive they are of parents.
Yeah, and if I can make one more plug, the thing that's really odd about our board, we have a 5-member board and then one countywide elected superintendent.
Yes.
And a lot of what you may have heard about, we've had some run-ins with our friend the superintendent, but your local district, the board gets elected and they hire the superintendent.
Right.
So the superintendent in that case is an employee of the board. In our case, the superintendent is not our employee. He gets elected on his own and can kind of do his own thing. And a lot of the conflict, unfortunately, has just been between our board and the superintendent, where I like Dr. Maharis as a person.
Right.
He's been very difficult with us to work with. So we are recommending Dr. Stefan Bean as our superintendent, our choice for superintendent.
Okay.
And
That's good to know.
if he could pull it off countywide races are really tough. You know,
Right.
there's millions of us. But if Dr. Bean can get in there, I think we'd have a little bit. I know we would have a lot more cohesive.
And he's running against Al again.
Dr. Maharis has never faced re-election. He got appointed back in the day, and no one's ever bothered running against him until this year. So it's going to be an interesting race.
It will be an interesting race. Yes.
Yeah.
I think it would make everyone's life a lot easier if the person that was superintendent was also in favor of parent choice and charter schools. I will say, working with charter schools, I have noticed that the board is much more supportive than the office is of charters.
And that's because the staff at the department work for the superintendent.
Not you guys.
They do not work for the board.
Right.
So it's a very key position, the superintendent. And Dr. Stefan Bean has such a wonderful, unbelievable story. He fled Vietnam as a little kid. He was in the Vietnam War. And to add insult to injury, not only that, he had polio. Oh. And so he's paralyzed. He's in a wheelchair. Talk about having, an unfair hand in life dealt to you. But he went through, got a PhD. He's got kids. He's been a superintendent.
Right.
Just really risen above the odds there, obviously.
Yes, and I'm hoping to get an interview with him as well. So hopefully we'll have time for him. Because, that would be a dream, right?
Yeah.
All right. Anything else that we're forgetting?
Oh, no, I think I covered it.
Okay, perfect. Well, if you want to, you can reach out to him. Like he said, his cell phone number is on his website, and I will put all of those links in our video information, and let us know if you need anything. And thank you so much, Tim, for coming, and have a great week.
My pleasure. Thank you so much.
Bye, everybody.